Allow me to reintroduce you to the world's best evolution, the Inferno Dragon. Now I can count on my hand the amount of decks that are better to push with early season as soon as you get to Ultimate Champion than this one. And yes, the powerful Inferno Dragon is a big reason for the deck's success, given that it helps immensely on defense and can win you the entire game on offense. On defense, it's pretty much guaranteed to be really successful because there's no way to really, outside of maybe a lightning, reset the card when it's on your side of the board. And it gets, when you have so many different threats like Bowler, like I won't say Zappies, I'll say Executioner, like Golden Knight, obviously the Graveyard, you got to be a little worried, you know, about how you're going to deal with the Inferno Dragon, because you got to deal with all this other nonsense, and that's really part of what makes the deck just so strong. Now unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take a little bit of damage here as we attempt to NATO some of these piggies over, just because don't want to be using both the Exy and the Bowler without seeing recruits, but had a little bit of a starting hand issue there. So we'll just hit the ability, and against the recruits, you'd be surprised. This is actually a very solid a matchup for the Evo Inferno, even though there's like, wait, what? Why? There's a bunch of stuff just tanking for the Evo Inferno. Executioner showing off, by the way, trying to be the highlight of the video. But yes, given he only has Zappies to reset the Inferno, if we can get the right sequence of cards down, it's going to be an absolute nightmare for him to try and deal with this card on offense, because all I got to do is make sure I'm aware of where the Zappies are at, and then we're just going to shred him. So I'm going to send in I think a Bowler here to kind of clog up this lane, and I think it'd probably be smart to go Exy on this lane, just because clearly he could go Piggies, so we don't want him to go Piggies. Bowler's going to tank the damage from the flying machine there. And I think this could be a good opportunity to go in with my Graveyard. Wyant. I don't see Wyant. Do I hit him with the freeze? Is that even a question? Do I hit him with the freeze? Obvious. Duh. Duh. Alright, let's go in with the Inferno Dragon tank for this. And then what we can do here is quickly... I mean, honestly, we could just have the Inferno Dragon deal with all of this. You okay, buddy? You want to play your recruits in the back once more? Maybe you'll break through this time, bro. Come on, just play the recruits in the back. Stop emoting. There we go. There we go. All right, man. Good stuff. Now, he's here. It does take that's only downside. Okay, so I cycle my Evo Inferno, and you're just gonna quit. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna be petty. Wait, no, I can't be petty. I was gonna hold him hostage, but this is gonna take his tower, so I can't. Man, now I'm pissed off, and you don't want to see me when I'm pissed off, okay? Because I can't believe that you have the nerve. Like, stand up and have a backbone, you coward. Like, what do you mean that I'm going to play the entire game to cycle to an Evo to show off to my viewers, my lovely, beloved viewers that I love so much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, even though the premise of this sentence is kind of, goof. The problem here is that I just can't believe that you would do something like that. As soon as I get to the card, you give up. Grow a spine, man. Alright, this is just excellent. So we're going to go Golden Knight here. I think the play is to dash, and then maybe... Okay, we can reset the... That's not what I was trying to do there at all. We end up taking the balloon hit. I didn't know we were going to get balloon paraded at the river, or else I maybe would have played something a little bit differently there, but that's fine. I mean, honestly, going down only about 1,000 damage is totally okay at the start of the game, to be honest, especially with the deck like Graveyard Freeze, where our Evos and, you know, the fact that we have a freeze can really change the course of this game for the better. Is that the tornado of all time? Yes, the answer is yes. Zappies, please, reset. Nice, beautiful. Okay, now, since we're also shredding the tower, I'm gonna go in Graveyard here. I don't need a tank. You know who's gonna be my tank? The freeze spell! Long live the freeze! Let's go. He gets a zap down, but that zap is hardly going to do enough for you to be content with how that defense went, Mr. Rex. I'm gonna go in with a Golden Knight here to slightly deter him from immediately going in with a counter-pushing balloon in the opposite lane. Okay, let's see. That's fine with me. We're going to go with the Zappies in a slightly odd position here with an Inferno Dragon just like so. Oh god, we're gonna freeze it. We're gonna freeze it. We're gonna freeze it. Even if he zaps me, it's kind of totally okay. He's gonna get the zap down, but what's nice here is that we're gonna win this battle, right? No? Okay, well, yeah, the Inferno Dragon being the most used Evo in the top 1,000 right now is just kind of funny when you think about it, because we haven't gotten any value out of it at all this entire video. Are we gonna little bit of Inferno Dragon value. So low-key, I'll let it slide. Oh, Diego Hart Expo. I wonder what he's playing. Probably Expo. I'll bet my left nut on it. My left nut's on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. That shows you how much passion I have. Let's go Inferno Dragon on his first Expo. I think that's a good course of action. And then shall maybe go with the... No. Let's go Inferno Dragon. He's going to Expo. Never mind. All right, I got my Inferno Dragon here. He's going to have his E-Spirit ready. We're going to predict the E-Spirit with the Golden Knight ability. Okay, it's 1 elixir. It's 1 elixir. It was worth a crazy shot. I actually don't know what the matchup here is, given that, you know, I have nothing for his archers. Okay, I'm going to have to freeze this. That's just amazing. Not exactly how I envisioned the first Expo defense going, but yeah, I don't have anything for his archers. I might just have to like NATO them all together and get crazy executioner value. I don't see Inferno Dragon doing crazy work here unless I can predict his Electro Spirit, but if we can predict his Electro Spirit or even just get it out, we might be in for a feast. Bowler, please. Ugh. Nothing nice. Golden Knight, please. Nice, we killed the archers. That doesn't count as something nice. It was just me saying the word nice. Okay, Zappies. The Executioner. The Fireball from the opponent. The bowler going to hit Expo. Very beautiful. Okay, so now that we have our Evo Inferno Dragon in cycle, this is where things are going to get a little bit interesting. How interesting? Well, that depends on how my opponent is going to play into me, huh? Let's go Inferno Dragon here. Ooh, nice. Hold on. Let me NATO everything together and Golden Knight ability into everything. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to now freeze quickly, and we're going to suffer the wrath of the... Oh, God. Wait, hold on. Let me graveyard. Wait, we could low-key tank for the Inferno with the graveyard. How crazy would that be? Oh, my God. Am I actually back? I'm actually so back. Oh, my God. Look at that. That was actually kind of smart. Unfortunately, we got a little bit unlucky with the interactions there, but that was kind of smart. I was trying to predict an Expo with the bowler. Fortunately, it does not end up working, but we'll grab a nice little NATO here. We'll see if we can't line up some bowler shots. Not too shabby. I think we'll get 1 bowler shot. A little bit of a lineup issue from me there, unfortunately, but we're closing in on the lead. Let's make sure we continue to cycle our... Oh, I thought that's a little unfortunate. I was anticipating us being able to line up on the Executioner there. I think we have to freeze and then try and get like a bowler down. So if I go Zappies, he's gonna get fireballed immediately, right? So, what's the play here? Evo Xe. Time to slice and dice. It appears that was the play. And use the tornado to kill off the remaining Expo. Hell, I'm so down bad. Golden Knights. What do I even do here? Golden Knight ability, I guess. It's a little confuzzling. Maybe Executioner before he plays anything, so I'm able to kill the archers. Awesome. Okay, wait, that actually kind of worked. What the hell? Don't let that go back. Don't let that go back. Wait, I'm gonna terrorize the arena here real quick. Just give me 1 sec. Let me NATO here so I can kill these things. Dash. That's out. Okay, graveyard. We have our freeze. Freeze. Golden Knight, he's going to use the stun. That's okay. Don't matter if he used this stun, because the threat of the Inferno Dragon is enough. And it'll finish him off. This is a bowler the bridge if I've ever seen a bowler the bridge. Unfortunately, I don't have Zappies immediately to counter his little aggressive play there, but we're able to get a lot of damage off of that. Not bad at all. Go up 1,000 damage to start off the game. Won't find me complaining, ladies and gents. All right, XC is in the different lane than the one I'd want to be going into. That's fine. We'll see if he has like a Valkyrie or something for us here. I'm actually going to go graveyard. Yeah, I'm going to go graveyard here. Oh, that was a really bad ability by me. Got to do better than that, Omar. Got to do better than that, but... Speaking of doing better than that, the Executioner going to launch onto the tower. Hey, it's been a long day. You know, we all have those days, and you know what? It's like going on a run in basketball, giving up a 10-0 run to the other team. You know, sometimes you just got to call timeout, regroup. We're calling the timeout. We're regrouping. Even though, you know, we took a 20-point lead, maybe we're winning by 3,000. Let's save the timeout references for when we're needing to make a comeback and I need to make a rousing speech. Bowler, just to make it so that he has to respond to this with something that's probably not going to defend and back up his push, because he's not going to want to go like barbs, right, to back up his lava push. That just doesn't really do anything for him, so we don't end up doing that. Let's go Zappies to avoid leaking elixir here, and I think probably smart to get a Golden Knight going. Let's get a Golden Knight going. See if he wants to plug it at the bridge. Yeah, he did, see. I was ready for it. I didn't want to go in with Graveyard. People are going to, once they know you have Graveyard, try and be really aggressive with the like stopping you from getting your tank down for the tower. Then they can defend your Graveyard way easier. So something you want to be careful of for sure, skis. We're going to send an Inferno Dragon here, and this is where we're really going to start to cook, ladies and gents. This is where we're really going to start to cook. All right, Bowler's going to come in here. It's fine. Zap is fine. If he's going to do that, I will freeze immediately. Then we're going to be able to kill this. I want to tank for the Inferno as long as I can. But as you can see there, it's going to just single-handedly wrap up that entire push, which is just amazing. I don't want to use this Golden Knight ability yet. It's still alive, by the way. We're still alive and kicking. Wait, hold on. Let me NATO this in so we can get some Inferno Dragon value before we die, before we perish. Our Inferno Dragon tanked just long enough for us to get extra skeletons down as well. And that's going to put us within very close range to icing this game. I think we go probably for the Zappies here. And then instead of going with the freeze, since we have Zappies on the board, I'm going to wait a second and go Xe. And then we're going to freeze now. Once the lava pups pop, we should be able to defend the balloon flawlessly. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you win a game of Clash Royale. The Inferno Dragon, honestly, is going to perform a lot better than what we saw in this video. And that's an assured, whatever, end the video.